Last week I camped on the beach. I took my tent and my kayak. I also took some lobster pots, which I dropped right by a 1927 shipwreck. I then left the pots for 2 days before retrieving them. And what did I catch? Well, I caught lobsters, crabs and prawns. So I've come back to the beach today, a different beach, and I'm gonna do it all again. Stay tuned until the end of the video to find out if I actually catch anything. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get my tent out and set it up. I'm then gonna get my kayak and get the lobster pots out, get them ready with bait. Once I've done that, I'm gonna row them out to the reef. I'm gonna drop them right there. And then tomorrow morning, I'll be rowing out and retrieving the pots. Hopefully, I'll get a lobster or a crab, maybe a prawn. Stay tuned. All right, that's the tent done. Let's get the kayak pumped up and get the lobster pots out. So it's not actually a kayak, it's more like a catamaran kayak. And this is my bait that I'm using. I'm using mackerel. So I'm gonna stick that in the pot. So these rocks are gonna act as a weight, and they're gonna hold the pot down to the seabed. So you can see these rocks, well, there's a ridge that comes all the way out. And after the ridge, there's a bit of a drop off, a bit of a deep point. And it's the perfect environment for lobsters and crabs. All right, good luck. Now let's go drop the other one somewhere else. Okay, pot number 2. And here's the float. Good luck. And there's that ridge. You can just see it underneath me. On this side it's very shallow, on that side it drops off. What a beautiful evening. So straight ahead of me, that is where I'll be camping tonight. I need to gather a bit of driftwood and then I'll be lighting the fire. Okay, let's get these two out. So just beyond that point, there's something sticking out of the water, and that is the shipwreck. Now last week I dropped some lobster pots there, and then I returned 2 days later to retrieve them. I caught a few lobsters, I caught quite a few crabs, and I even caught a small prawn. Now I then cooked them up for breakfast the next morning. I made a nice traditional tom yam soup. Okay, third pot going in. And now it's time for the fourth pot. So that's 4 pots I've just put in the water. They're baited with mackerel, and all we have to do now is wait. Now in the meantime, like I mentioned in the intro, we're gonna light a fire, we're gonna do a bit of night fishing. Firewood, I need firewood. So to begin with, I need some very small dry kindling, and this is perfect. There's so much firewood on this beach. There's always firewood to be found on a beach. Another day, another beach. Right, so we're approaching a little bit of a cove, a bit of a hidden beach right here. Let's see what's been washed up. It really is a shame to see so much man-made waste washed up on a beach. Like this, for example. Why would this ice cube tray be washed up on a beach? I mean, if I turn the camera around, have a look at what else has been washed up. There's bits of polystyrene, a plastic bottle, a plant pot, and this big box. Now it looks like someone has actually collected some things that have been washed up. Look at this. a Chinese label. Now, that can only have drifted all the way from China. I mean, that's what I'm thinking, because we don't normally get labels in Chinese in this country. And just like when I was on the deserted island, there are the remains of shoes, and I just spotted another one. Here we are, there's a flip-flop right there. Oh, there's two. There's always some sort of shoe or flip-flop to be found on the beach. It is incredible what washes up. Here we are. Lovely bit of wood. Right, let's do some fishing. So the bait I'm going to be using is a bit of mackerel. So I'm just going to fillet the mackerel, and I want to just halve that, giving me a nice long slither of silver. And that there is a beautiful bait. Now it's time to cast it out. And then, just like last week, I'll be using a bell to indicate if and when I get a bite. So now we've got lobster pots out, and we're fishing with a rod and line. There's something about just sitting on the beach and listening to those waves lapping in on the shore whilst you're keeping warm around a driftwood fire. Honestly, there's something magical about it. And the best thing is, once again, I've got the whole beach to myself. Ooh! Look at the rod's going. I've got a bite. Just had a really good bite on that rod. Now, I don't know if it's still, I don't think it's still there. I think it's gone. Look at this thing. It's massive. Look at that. Whoa, Belle! Belle, I've got a bite! Whoa, whoa, whoa! 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 I think we've got a fish. I think we've got a fish! I think it might be another little fish. It could well be another little conger. A conger eel. Just like last week when we were fishing on the beach, we caught several of these. Now, these are they're mainly a night feeding fish. When they're big, they're quite aggressive. When they're small, they're just really, really difficult to handle. So I'm now going to hold the hook, I'll shake it off the hook, back into the water. Let's put it back. So that was our first fish of the night. It's only taken about, I've been fishing for 4 hours tonight, hoping to get a fish. chicken wings. Pull the bones out. Look at that. Look at all these bugs jumping around. I think they're called sand fleas. And they're just attracted to the light. Look at that. So I've got my mattress with a built-in pillow. I've got my nice warm sleeping bag. And I think I'm gonna call it a night. So thanks all for watching. I'll see you in the morning. Good night. Good morning from the beach. So I've had a little morning swim, lovely way to wake up. It's now time to take the kayak, paddle out there and retrieve the pops. Now, hopefully we're gonna catch something. Let's have a look. Okay, so we're approaching the first one of the lobster pots. And here it is. Here's the first pot out of 4. Now, moment of truth. Let's see what we got. What have we got? Whoa! Look at the size of that! Oh God, we got quite a big conger eel. And that's the biggest one I've caught in a lobster pot. Absolute beast. Look at the size of it. Look at the size of it. Look how big that is. Look at it. God. Oh, getting quite close to the rocks. Get away from the rocks. Woo! Don't want to be shipwrecked. Look at the size of that. So there's not even a crab or a prawn, there's just one big conger eel. Absolute beast. Okay, we're now approaching the second pot. Let's grab this one and get away from these rocks. You can see how shallow it is right here. Here we are, pot number 2 coming up. Is there anything in it? Whoa! There's a big lobster. There's a prawn. There's 2 lobsters. And there's a crab. Brilliant. Wow. Look at that. We got lobster. Woo! That's quite a nice one as well. That might actually be legal to keep. So again, I'm gonna measure these when I get back. Okay, let's take these pots back to the beach and then we're gonna go and get the last 2 pots. That's a nice prawn right there. Okay. Okay. Pot number 3. Let's see what we got. Is it going to be a crab? Is it going to be a prawn? Is it going to be a conger eel? Or is it going to be a lobster? You just never know. You just never know. Right, here we are, moment of truth. And there's a small, oh, quite a few prawns in that one. There's a small lobster, velvet crab, and 3 or 4 nice sized prawns. Right, let's put that there. And let's go and check the 4th pot. We're definitely cooking up some prawns. Pot number 4 coming up. What have we got? What have we got? You just never know. All right, what we got? Oh, we got some more. We've got, look at that, we've got a spider crab. Now that's a great sign. That means the spider crabs are moving in. And we've got 2 lobsters as well, and a nice prawn. Brilliant. All right, let's take these all back to the shore and have a look. Oh, please don't bite my toes. Alright, look at that, 1, 2, 3 lobsters. Okay, do you remember this red box from yesterday? I found it up there. Well, I've decided to borrow it. So the first thing is a velvet swimming crab. And the next thing is, let's take out this lobster. Baby lobster, definitely not legal to keep. A couple of these little shrimp in there as well. That's a nice one, that. Perfect for eating. There was a 4th, which seems to have been eaten by probably this crab. Let's do pot number 2. So this one's got a different species of crab in it. But to start with, let's take out this lobster. And anything and everything that is not legal to keep, I'll be putting straight back in the ocean. And here's the next lobster. Again, I can tell straight away it is too small to keep. Now there's another velvet swimming crab. Now this is a different species of crab. It's called a spider crab, and I'm really pleased to see it because it means that very soon we'll have the larger ones moving in. Now these move towards our shores every spring. In the past, when I've been free diving, I've caught many of these. They're really easy to catch because when they're there, you can just spot them from above. You can be many meters away and you'll just see this big bright red crab roaming around. Okay, I've just noticed with 2 of these lobsters is that they've got missing front claws. Well, the pincers right there, you can see that bit is missing. It might have been in a little battle, who knows. And there again. So again, these are too small, they'll be going back. Now pot number 3, right here. This is the pot that I think has the good, big keeper lobster. But first of all, let's take out the smaller one, which again is definitely too small to keep. And there's the smaller one, perfect form, absolute beauty. Here we are, folks, get ready. Wow, look at it. And there's the bigger lobster. Now, first thing I want to do is I want to use my measuring tool to see if this is legal to keep. Yes, it is legal by about 4 millimeters. Now, what I'm looking for is the measurement between that part of the lobster, just next to the eye, and the back of the first part of the shell. Woo! Here we are. Just like the one we caught last night, which was a lot smaller. So after everything we've just gone through over the last 24 hours, this is what we're left with. This is what we can legally keep to eat. There we are. There is our breakfast. I've got some tom yum paste here with a bit more seasoning added to it. And this is something I just love using when it comes to cooking up seafood. It's going to turn it into a really nice, flavoursome Asian broth. Ginger. Carrots. Garlic. Shallot, onions. Corn. So I'm not one to boil a lobster alive. I believe in putting it out of its misery before you throw it into that hot boiling water. And then just before the end, I'm going to add these prawns. Oh, it's hot. Time to eat. Right. Let's start with, let's start with one of these. One of these prawns. Get rid of the head. I absolutely love prawns. Oh, it's hot. So I forgot to bring a spoon with me, and I've just found this little shell on the beach. This is a limpet shell. So I'm going to use it as my spoon. Oh. That is just the flavour in this. It's the best broth, in my opinion, for seafood. Oh, it's hot. One word, delicious. Honestly, you pay good money for that. All right. Oh. So my favourite part of the lobster is this, and it's the claw. It's just so nice and tender. The leg meat is so nice. It's like a paste. You just squeeze it out. Mmm. Back to the broth. So it's a little bit spicy, but you know what? I love a bit of spicy food. Look at that. For a beach caught mouthful of goodness. Mmm. The flavour is just incredible. The corn. So good. This is what I call caveman food. Mmm. Woo. Well folks, I'm all packed up and I've just got to say once again how good that food was. I love the whole camp out with the fire. I love going out on the kayak, and I think I just love that unknown, that anticipation of, am I going to catch something? That is fishing. You never know if you're going to catch. So I've recently found out about a new feature with YouTube, and it's hyping. If you scroll down into the comments, you should be able to see a button that says hype. Now, please do me all a massive favor, hype this video. It just helps push the video, helps with the algorithm, and it just, in general, it means a lot to me. So please, everyone, go and hype this video once the video ends. Final thing, thanks so much for watching. I asked a lot of you last week what your favorite seafood is, and it was very interesting to hear the different opinions from people. But overall, it looked like a lot of people do like lobster, which is a good thing, because I'll tell you what, it is absolutely delicious. So again, thank you so much for watching. Please make sure you subscribe, make sure you share the video, and make sure you've got notifications turned on, as well as liking the video. Right, I'm off. You guys go and hype the video. Thanks a lot. See you next time. Goodbye.